Hey dudes, excited to be back, excited to be on this journey with you. Alright, what's the collective message today? For the highest good of all life everywhere. Where are we at? What's the message? I don't know. Oh. Alright, cool. So Page of Wands upright, Magician on the bottom of the deck, playfulness. What I'm getting with the Magician upside down is we have all the tools, we're just not sure what to create. And that's gonna couple with like the deep rabbit hole of self-importance from unworthiness. There's a ding on my phone. It's the trick is when you're feeling unworthy and you go into self-importance, which means you made a decision out of your ego instead of from your soul. Like, self-importance isn't your enjoy, and that's bad. It's when your ego is making the decision, because that's self-important compared to actual unconditional love, and stems from unworthiness. And all of humanity is transforming this. All of us. Or it's going to be transforming it until it's gone. And, I mean, it sounds like it'll be gone whenever all the rest of the traits that are egoic are gone. So, I got bogged down in that stuff for a really long time. I'm going to say compassionately, your higher self in all moments doesn't choose self-importance, obviously, and stuff and all that jazz. It's like I'm trying to come through, like, I don't know that it would be correct to say it's okay to be in self-importance, but I am going to realistically say, breathe through it, breathe through it, breathe through the transformations, because at the end of the day, and like I keep saying, communication is a little weird and funny, right? It's like trying to truly, like, precisely, like, talk to talk to your heart. Confirms outside. Because from my own experience, self-importance leads to anxiety, depression, stress, because even though we're band-aiding something for the moment by choosing not to feel and going into a comfort zone, self-importance, when you come out the other side of that, you still feel it times 10. Times a lot. Yeah. So, hold on. I'll grab it from the book. The good news is we have all the tools. So this means we're participating a little bit, at least. We went from, I gotta start writing this down, from participating, because, like, honestly, it'd be quite unique to see our journey for, like, the days, for, like, what the messages is, because it's a continuous saga, like, like, it's not like today's today and then tomorrow's tomorrow. Like, no, like, this is the journey. Alright, Page of Wands. Like all pages in the tarot, the Page of Wands brings a youthful energy, but can also bring a youthful lack of judgment. So that's where I was saying, like, we have everything we need. We just don't know what to make. but that's coming from our ego, not from our soul. Because our soul's like, come on, I'm ready. I'm ready. Spring is in the air with all the freshness and vitality and energy that comes with it, not to mention its colorful birds. Its plump, delicious, colorful birds. Stay positive. Now is the time to have fun and adventure. Yep. Yeah, it's so playful. Like, as we take a step and we participate, the fear melts like butter. Cause really, we can cut through it like butter. Like our soul can cut through it like butter, but it melts like butter. And then clarity comes. Joy comes. Like all the things that is your soul. When you start participating, it comes. And you'll only know that from experience. We all had these experiences even as children, small, like super small children. So, I mean, I could say in every video, like, by the time you've seen this video. But really, like, I'm gonna give credit where credit's due. Like, our souls are infinite. And we've had, like, by the time you came to this planet for the ascension of, like, the last, like, ascension that's going down in this multiverse or whatever, like, we're, like, we're the last, till unity consciousness is again consciously from all humanity, too. Like, all of creation's, like, rooting for humanity, like, and not in the sense that it needs to be rooted for, but, like, supporting it. Like, it's already there. God already did it, ascended it, so, like, but they're rooting, like, and I just heard a thing out there, they're rooting and they're sending their energy and their support and stuff, and their creativity, like, their inspiration, their love, their unconditional love. Ding, 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 ding out there. Yeah! It keeps going. Yeah, I'm telling you. It's the truth. It's the truth. But so yeah, like, I have always found, I'm gonna use the word comfort because it is kind of my comfort zone, like, knowing, like, in the past that when you participate that things melt away and come back. Like, I've stayed in ego for long periods of time being like, oh yeah, when I'm ready, I'll be able to do it and it'll just happen. But that it's really uncomfortable to wait, and bury yourself under ego. It's very uncomfortable, and unnecessary. But we are old souls. We are strong as fuck, and I mean we are creatively strong. As the magician flips around, meaning in a moment, they say all these things in a moment, everything could change, and it's the truth. And in your moments, it's true too. Like, I can't tell you how many problems I've had in my life, and I'm like, I can think of 10,000 ways to solve it. I'm too lazy to do any one of those. Any one of them. Like, oh God, that's heavy. That's heavy. So I resonate with you. I mean, we all resonate, man. Like, I'll give that credit to humanity. We all resonate. Like, I've had this, I'm in my heart enough, and I've had, like, I want to say had enough experiences, like, over lifetimes, but what I mean by that's also being in the heart, like, being in your heart. Like, I've yet to run into a person where I'm like, where I can't talk to them in their heart. And sometimes when we talk to our friends or through, like, a video like this, that comes off cocky, but I promise the only way to talk to somebody's heart is to have no ego. So I do have love, I do have compassion, and I have experience. And I feel things, man. And so that credit goes to you too. That credit goes to you too. Okay? Those moments where nobody believed you, I do. Whew, it's a sensitive world to live in. And your sensitivity is a gift and a compass and a tool. Like, I guess tool seems like the least awesome way to put it, but it's not really a tool. I don't know shit. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet. I hear my owl out there. But so yeah, just a little bit of night, like, yeah. We'll go to the magician. The energies have calmed down a little bit since the equinox and the new moon. That's for sure. Which is good. Like, I mean, everything's good, but you get the like, you get the ramp up, and then you get the peace. And like, I was really happy I didn't fuck up during this eclipse, because like, every time the energies get big, like I go out and I fuck up, and well, I'm really, really, really trying to choose myself. And what I mean as I say that, like, I have chosen myself. But depending on how, like, your experiences that you're going to manifest for yourself, and if you're going to feel, like, joyful and jubilant, or, like, just joyful. Because I feel jubilant, but then I get in trouble. And that stems from unworthiness, like, grounding helps a lot, a fucking lot. Eat clean if you can, like, for real. It changes it. Like, your body is organic, and when it's got a bunch of non-organic stuff in it, like chemicals and antibiotics and all kinds of crazy shit at this point, hormones, you're gonna feel like those animals did that they pumped it through. It just makes sense. Like, if you gotta come purely from science, like, if we gotta go all the way back there, think about it. Feel it. You are feeling it. And what's crazy too is I've noticed that people who've never really taken the chance or the time to, like, eat clean, they don't know that they feel like shit. I've gone on both sides, and like, I'm telling you, man, it's like being alive versus not being alive. It's like being alive and, like, stress free because you're nutritionally, harmonically, vibrationally resonating, compared to disharmony, like, in your whole body, which ends up in your emotional body and your heart. Like, just, it's fucked. So the simple things are the hardest, right? Because you're like, oh, like, my ego's a bitch, because, like, she's like, saw a ding on my phone, because she's like, okay, so if I just touch a tree, I'll feel better. And she's like, well, then we can wait 10 years before we touch a tree, because I'm enough of a self-love warrior. I can make it 10 years without loving myself, right? Like, just don't. Just don't, man. Like, I'm like, what can I do right now? Here I am talking to you guys about it, saying I'm going through this experience with you, and, like, here I am not going outside. It was beautiful today. Like, I literally sat inside, like, big dings, like, all day, and felt this anxiety, like, staring, like, my window's open, but, like, and, like, I always have these excuses that I manifest around me, right? I'm like, well, I'm at my grandma's place, and, like, I've been here longer than I was supposed to be, and, like, I don't know, maybe if I don't make waves, that'll be okay, and, like, she just happens to live in the only place with a fence out in the backyard, so it's like, even if I felt comfortable enough to walk past her and go out there, like, there's a fence, she's the only one with a fence. I'm like, that's what I mean by, like, things that I manifest, because, like, I'm not a victim. Like, I manifest these situations where, and I come up with all these excuses, and truly, if I would just go outside, I'm working on it. But I do have a bunch of this that I just brought in today. This is black tourmaline. I got a whole plate of it. I put it out for the eclipse energies, and when I brought them in, I immediately felt better. So it's like, even if I chose to be a coward, like, when it comes to transforming, like, by not going outside. Like, I found something to help. And it did, it helped. It helped a lot, like, calm down my energy. I ate some organic food. That calmed down my energy. But the ego loves to use food as a band-aid, so be careful. Okay, so I never heard the magician. But it's like, I like being authentically emotional because it's an emotional journey, man. The heart is pure feeling. Like, that's what all of existence is gonna be after this ascension, is just feeling. So, might as well start practicing, right? Alright, so he came out upside down. The magician straddles two worlds, one paw reaching skyward, two more on the ground. Or, yeah, signifying the work of creativity. The magician card can spell trouble, suggesting that your old tricks aren't working and it's time to try some new ones. Because you are not a dog, you can learn them. Trade the hocus pocus for hard work. And transformation is not only possible but inevitable. Presto change. Trade the hocus pocus for hard work. Alright. Trade the intentions for follow through. Everything starts with the intention, but what's an intention without follow through? Still better than a shitty intention, but you know. So that was perfect. Like, so playfulness along with like what like trying to come from the old energy is gonna bring a lot of anxiety and stress and suffering, to be honest. So just saying, try something new. The message of the day is just try something new. Like with, like, alright, like my description says, it's time to level up humanity. That's what this is like, and what I mean, like, the more things you can encompass, like, that's the level up. Like, just doing one new thing, and then, like, one new thing, and then, like, one new thing, like, now, like, being able to feel all these things and asking, like, what's for the highest? Like, wait, angels, what would bring me the most joy right now? Like, Mother God, what would bring me the most joy right now? What would bring me the most joy? How can I serve? How can I serve? Yeah, I love you. I'm gonna leave it there. That's the message. That's the message. Do something new and use different ways of figuring out what you wanted to do if you are like me and like you're like stuck in like a super ego-ish state. Where it's kind of like, oh, I know it. Like, I mean, of course we don't know everything. I don't really believe anyone's ever actually said that. But it's like when you've got this list like this long of like how you could do things and like you're not choosing any of them, you gotta like move out of that energy and like upgrade, transform, transmute. I say this for all of us, like anyone who needs to hear it, like, cause fuck it. Alright, so I just saw How to Lead a Fulfilling Life by Joy Reigns up there, so alright, go have fun.